enseñanza de inglés como lengua extranjera. Tiene el Teacher's Diploma Course Delta 1, entre otros, y actualmente trabaja en el British Council como docente desde el 2015 y en el CIDE es profesor externo en la Dirección de Idiomas desde el 2006. Entonces, bueno, pues bienvenida, profesora.
Gracias.
Y vamos a comenzar. El workshop es en inglés.
Sí,
¿Sí es?
sí va a ser en inglés.
¿Okay?
¿Está aprendido esto? Sí, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Sí, ok. Okay, so thank you for coming. All right, so this is an introductory session to the name of it is distinguishing facts from claims using the right language in academic context. So, at least for you, this is familiar because we've covered it in the class before. We're going to be looking at a couple of examples of texts where specific academic language, hedging, is used, and another text where it's not, and we'll try to analyze the differences to get a sense of why this is important in an academic English setting. After that, we're going to, very briefly, because this is just a 15-minute session, we're going to look at language, the specific language that we can use. We're going to find out what you guys already know, introduce some new language there. So it's a couple of exercises. At the end, we can choose, what you guys can choose to do something that's more related to writing or discussion, because both of them, in both settings, we can use hedging. Okay, all right. So let me just, I'm supposed to share this, I think. Am I sharing? Yeah. Okay, all right. So, do I move to the next one?
Yeah, they are.
Sorry, technical problem here. Yeah, it's not. I can just do it one by one. Okay. Oh. Okay.
Thank you. Gracias.
All right. So we're going to be looking at some text in the context of creativity, innovation. So ideally, I just wanted us to take 3 minutes to discuss if this is relevant in your fields or not. Yeah. How are creativity and innovation relevant in your fields? New techniques, new methods, changing ideas, changing attitudes, new applications, finding solutions. Does anything apply here? So, well, there's just 3 of you. So maybe you guys could discuss this. You take 3 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh, okay, great. We all know each other then. So, okay, great. Yeah. Over there too. Oh. Maybe you guys wanna, maybe, no, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Go ahead, yeah.
The question is, how are creativity and innovation relevant in your?
What is your field? What are you studying? What you're studying, your interest in. studies.
Stop being the teacher.
Oh, no, go ahead. Yeah, thank you for helping out.
What is it, psychology? And then international relations? I think it's international.
International affairs, okay. Innovation, innovation in your, do you have like new theories, new applications, or?
But I'm studying international education.
Okay.
When you Spanish,
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
I'm not sure, but I think it holds a lot of innovation. No.
Mhm.
Changing like every day,
That's true.
and we have to really have to be ahead in power at the what's happening around the world, not just in Mexico, where we are living, you know, in all the world, because we have to, yeah, being prepared
Mhm.
for like government.
Sure,
So
sure.
different from hits.
Yeah, yeah.
My research at the PhD is about the pyrotechnic and the fireworks. So it's another work.
That's a very specific topic.
Heritage.
Yeah.
But the world heritage is different than of the common heritage. In another world heritage for the buildings, but in the for the people of Tultepec, of the town I research, and it is the heritage is more ephemeral,
Mhm. Ephemeral, sure.
and because it's quickly, it's very it's well, born in a 1 minute and another minute time. So yes, it's very complex, and maybe this is a good because it's not the same to the pyrotechnic to use this word for in the Middle Age to now, because pyrotechnics is one to use for the fireworks,
Fireworks, fireworks.
and in this moment it's for the fireworks. Fireworks.
Ah, okay, okay. You mean, yes, yes, weapons, 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 yes. Mm. Okay, so there's also changes in that area and,
That's what you say.
Mhm,
Language is
mhm.
very
Sure, sure. And I guess, well, you, in teaching, it's also,
teaching.
yes, it's all, always new things are coming up.
Innovation. and
Mhm.
creativity.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, so I'll show you. We're gonna read two versions. Oh, sorry. We're gonna read two versions. Go closer. Oh, yes. Okay. We're going to read two versions of the conclusion of an essay. This is taken from one of the course books we used to use at CIDE. It's an essay on dyslexia. So we'll read two versions, and then you can tell me what you think of each one. Which one works better? Okay, so just take a minute to read them. All right, so we don't have the whole context of the essay, but these are two conclusions, okay, of an essay on this topic. Okay, so how are they different? Which one is more precise, more accurate, you think? The one on the left or right? The blue one. You like that one better? Why? Okay. It seems there's a difference there. One is more, saying this is what it is. So which one do you think is a strong claim? The first one, according to what you're saying. And the second one is more tentative. You said it seems, right? So which one do you think is more common in an academic setting? You think the first one? Yeah. I guess it depends, how strong you want your views to be. Yeah, because, usually as a researcher, you kind of distance yourself a little bit. The conclusion is right now, we don't know if this is forever, et cetera. So, we could have both depending on your point of view. But which one distinguishes facts from claims, opinions from? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not usually used, sorry, it's not the same to use for the academic journal.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
More easy to speak with another person, the partial conclusion.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so which one is more like you're talking to someone, and which one is more you're reading this which one is talking, you think? Left or right? You're talking to a colleague, right? You're reading in an academic setting? Left? Okay, interesting. I guess it depends. I would say that the first one is very emphatic, very clear. The second one is tentative. It's producing some results, but we don't know if they are 100% true. So the second one is making an effort to distinguish facts from claims. Now, you could use either version depending on your standpoint, but you have to be clear what that is. Are you sure you want to say this is 100% sure or not completely? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to take a look at language from the right version in case you need to use it, to be familiarized with it, to detect it. Okay, so this one distinguishes facts from claims. And here's a definition of hedging, which is this kind of language on the right. Okay, I want you to take a minute to read it. So this is the tentative language that you were referring to. Sorry, what's your name? Alexia? Okay, all right. So yes, that's what you were saying. This, it seems, is this language where you take some distance. All right. Okay, so in the time we have left, we're going to look at some types of hedging. And so at the end, you have an overview of the kind of language you can use. We're going to look at it in categories and at the end, use it. Okay. All right. So this is the language in the second one, the it seems language. Right. So hedging language. Yeah. Hedging language. There are different categories. We're not going to get into grammar that much, but for like big blocks, you can use verbs like it seems, adverbs like maybe, possibly, arguably, clauses with that like it is said that, it is argued that, and some other expressions. All right. Now, a lot of this you already know, even if you don't use the term hedging. All right. So let's find out what you already know. So what we're going to do in this activity is I'm going to give you a handout, and let me share the other thing. Where am I sharing? This one. I know I'm not supposed to share this one, sorry. I'm supposed to share something else. Okay. Right, so the exercise I'm going to give you has phrases, sentences with these categories, okay? This one, for example, is hedging verbs. And what I'm going to ask you to do, I'll give you this copy, is together, the three of you, to try to complete the sentence with any language you think will fit. Let's try the first one together. It's the same topic of dyslexia. It blank that dyslexic students are more creative than the rest of the population. There are many options here. What word do you think you could put in there? Word or phrase or? It appears, that works, sure. Any others? Sure. Okay, that's what you're gonna do, okay? Complete them with anything you like. Now, hopefully you said it appears. Appears is a verb, so it's this category, yeah? So I'll give you the copy, I'll give you a few minutes to discuss it, and then we'll take a look at these together, right? Right, there are 3 pages here. This is just the first page that says A at the top, all right? Pass them out, please, thank you. Oh, thanks, Miriam. So you can take a look at this individually or do it together if you want to. It's just, if you can't fill them all of them out, that's fine. It's the whole page, yeah. Would you rather do it individually and then check together? Want to do it together? Okay. All right, okay.
It's a KG verb.
Contribute, it could be. Yeah. You guys have some ideas? Yeah? Okay, let's share. Okay, I'm going to show you some answers and you can tell me yours. Maybe they're different from these. These are just some options. Yeah. Oops. All right. Okay, well, this is kind of small, but give me a second. All right, okay. So here in verbs, did you choose any other verbs? In number 1, in the verb section? Yeah.
Search.
Uh-huh.
Contribute.
Research contributes. Okay, okay. It needs a little bit of, tweaking, but it is, yeah, that is hedging language, yeah. Anything different, Alexia? Found? Like research. Okay, research. It could be research has found. Yeah. Verbs? Sorry, adverbs. Which one did you choose? Usually. Okay, yeah, that works. Alexia, did you pick one? Is a way. It is hedging. That is hedging. Now, let's scroll down so we can take a look at some other examples. Here are some others. It has been suggested. And you guys, what did you write? Yes, the number 3. Yeah, sure. Nothing there? No, okay. Language of probability, may, might, could be. What did you write, Alexia? It shows. Changing your attitude shows, or in number 3, it shows that an individual mindset. Okay. Yeah, it shows is softer than it is. So yeah. And expressions there. Okay, so we don't have time to go into detail, of all this, but this is the general idea. So what I want us to do now is I'm going to give you this table with the information, and then I want us to have a discussion on this topic. Give me a second. Let me just show you the table. Okay. So this is the table that I'm going to give you guys. It's a collection of some common hedging language. Yeah. Could you pass these out, Miriam? Thank you. So take a minute to read it, okay? You lost your copy that we saw in class. It's the same thing. He was my student, like two semesters, yeah. And we covered this, yeah, and he had that table, yeah. Okay, so in the time we have left, I want us to, going to give you some on the last page where it says C at the top, well, middle, halfway through the page. We've got some statements, 1 through 5. Okay. Now, the idea is that we just discuss them. Do you agree? But not just yes, no, but to what extent? I partially agree. It seems that maybe, or maybe if you have a very strong view, you don't need any of this, right? It depends. Okay, so let me share them here so you can see them. For instance, this is the first one. I edited this one. Stress makes you more productive and prepares you for the real world. So universities, any university, should ensure this is part of the learning experience for its students. And one example, you could say, yes, I definitely think that, or I definitely do not agree, strong, or more tentative. A certain amount of stress may help, but it's likely that too much can be negative. Okay, this is just expressing points of view. If you want to use this language, okay. So we have several. Which ones would you like to discuss? We have four sentences. So pick one that's interesting and we'll go. The first one?
I prefer to motivate you. Is less stress, less stress,
Uh-huh.
less work.
Okay, okay.
Maybe not things, in some persons, it could be like saying like it could push you to your best version of you, but in other persons, it could press you
Mhm.
in order to be and go and
That was pretty clear. It was pretty clear. Yeah. So do you think it depends on the person or on the degree of stress?
some persons work very well,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but other persons they can't they be tiny, they
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And in your case, do you find it helpful? Is stress good? Okay. Okay. All right. And Paco, for you, it's not also not. No. With too much stress. Yeah. 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 Medium, what about you? Do you find stress helpful? You do. It pushes you. The better. Okay. Well, all right.
Why do you accept?
Mhm.
Because sometimes stress works only with the head.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I am honest with this.
When you're stressed. Okay. Okay. Mm.
can be double
A double-edged sword. Uh-huh. Sword. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
because it can bring the rest of you,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's choose another one that you guys find interesting. Yeah, choose one that you find interesting. We'll discuss that one. We've got options. Exactly. No home, and they live on the street or. Uh-huh. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, I haven't seen these videos. Okay, okay.
Yes, but I think sometimes I don't know if but I think it's a in Mexico it's a big problem because I think it's more we have a more communities than the past. Maybe I'm not sure, but I think it's it's a problem with drugs
Mm-hmm.
with mental health. I think.
Mm-hmm.
So you think that more money would help? That?
And more money directly also. Is that helpful? Yes, no? Programs are better? Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, when they cut the program for mental health. Uh-huh, sure. And then people have nowhere to find help. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But their mental illness is not the best, and some of them are like homeless by choice, and that because they do drugs, they don't like the things that affect their mental
Health?
health
Okay.
and their body health.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's difficult because it says that putting money to a person is a good solution, but you don't know what they are doing with that money. They are very much
Sure. Mm-hmm.
But money should not be given to them directly. No. But through a program.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we don't know. You know, what they are gonna use the money. Yeah, that's gonna, that's the expectation because they're homeless that are healthy and they will use that money for food.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, you know which one is gonna use that money for money and the money for drugs. So yeah.
Okay, so money directly, no, but through programs, yes or maybe? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, money should be given to them.
Okay. So here everybody agrees, very clear opinion. So this is exactly when we don't use hedging, where everybody is, has a very strong opinion. Okay, okay. Right. So in this discussion, well, the two points that we discussed, did you guys use any tentative language? Well, in this one about homelessness, everybody had a very strong position. The one about health, about stress, did everybody think the same way, or was it a more divided a little bit? Yeah. And your opinion, for example, that was you used a lot of hedging, maybe this, but it depends. This is when you would need to use hedging language. So you don't use it all the time. It depends, what you want to say. All right. Okay, and well, that's the overview of what hedging is and how it can work. And you've got that cheat sheet, for reference. And that's it. You guys have any questions? I think it is. I think if the best way to test this is go and look at, academic, writing, academic journals, in your field, take a look at even the abstract, I think. Read a page and see, can I find any of this? And this will give you, a better idea of how much you should use it. And maybe it's not the same in each field. If it is used and to what extent, because history is probably not the same as international affairs. So I would say put it to the test, find the one page and, you'll see, is it being used or not? Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Okay, may I say something? Thank you very much. Okay, I just like to thank Professor Delia Duriols Monroy for this talk. And I'm very happy to see you participate 2 years after you were my student. And this is a good opportunity for students to use what they have learned. So thank you very much for your participation. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Delia. See you soon. Bye-bye.